Mr. Fruit, please briefly, so that we can get into the newsroom and take.
Yeah, briefly. Let me say this. Let me say this. The weapons of repression are still in the hands of the old heads. Biya has used the weapons that were at his disposal to bring down the youths. Where the youth voted for Chiruma because they saw changes coming. And the youth are the ones paying the price now in jail because Biya used his military might. He uses the institution that Barrister Mesa is talking about to perpetuate himself in power. Even if the whole opposition voted for, the whole Cameroon voted for Chiruma, Biya will still steal the election because he has the means put at his disposal by the imperialists. He has everything available. He has. Let me finish, buddy. Let me finish. He has the money. He has the money. He has every weapon of repression at his disposal. But the youth are fighting back. If anybody thinks, let me finish now. Let me finish. Let me finish. Paddy, let me finish. I am saying that as long as the youth are fighting, even in Gabon, we have a duty to encourage, to give them the opportunity to fight. If you keep saying, what are they doing? What are they doing? When you see them dying on the street, they died on the streets of Cameroon. Listen now, listen to me. The youth died on the streets of Cameroon. The youth are in jail.
Mr. Fru, I understand with you and I agree with you. And that's why I think that Biya has three strong assets. Biya has Biya has even Western support. Because the West is not taking action against him. Because he is a governor, an imperialist governor of the West. So you are very correct, Barrister Fru. And that's why Barrister Mbesia is saying that the youths must take it to the next level, like they have done in the Sahel. No, we should not just be talking. Let me explain. The both of you are very correct. I'm trying to make a middle ground. Listen, before 2016, 2017, in fact, Fongoji Dinka had one of the biggest conclaves in the world preached to them. Action was not taken. A step moved further when President Sako came on the scene in 20. If today the story of the Saudi Cameroon is different because we took it a step further. Youth
and you know who took it a step. Excuse me. Do you know who took it a step?
Let me finish, please. What I'm trying to say, Barrister Fru, is that during the elections, the October election, I blamed the youths in La République du Cameroun for one reason. You cannot use the same strategy to achieve another result. In the first place, Elekam is loyal to Mr. Biya. It would have been better for you to count those votes and be ready to defend the votes. To die anyway. Why? So that's my point. I would have encouraged the youth at altar, and is telling the youth of Iran to fight, to continue protesting. It's a point where we fight against dictatorship. I don't understand, why did they stop fighting? Why? There is no legal or diplomatic process that can get Biya out. If you want to get Biya out, you must be ready to move in front of their bullets to a 2D and get him out. Or you keep crying. That's what we are saying, Barrister Fru. You cannot
Listen,
remove Biya from an election or a normal protest. Biya will wait, you will protest, you and the protest will end.
can I conclude? Can I conclude?
Yes, conclude, please.
What I am saying is that
Yes,
the
conclude,
youths have
please.
paid the price. The youths continue to pay the price. Ambazonian youths have put us where we are now, at the point of having our nation. They have given the all to it. They have died on the battlefront. Not us, the older people. The youth have given their all. The youth in Cameroon, they died during those elections. If anybody thinks that they didn't pay enough, how much is enough? Look at how many are in jail, paying the price, and you say they are not doing enough. What are you doing? Discouraging them from starting?
No.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me.
No.
I will not go to the youth of Iran because that's Islamic. They have their own thinking, their own religion, their own way of doing things. I'm talking about Africa. The youth of Africa. If Burkina Faso can do it, if Mali can do it, if Niger can do it, why not the rest of the youths around the continent? They are moving. And for us to sit in a television station in the West and say the youth, they need to do more. How much more? How much more? Do you know how many died? 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 Listen up, Paddy. Do you know how many died in Cameroon? Do you know how many died in Cameroon?
What I'm saying,
more than 70.
You're missing the point. Vice Fru, what I'm saying is that you are missing the point.
What point am I missing?
This is the point. The
point
you're missing
is the fact. Let me explain something which we are missing here.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Is it to me?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Messiah. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, this is the point. Mr. Ansel, listen to me also. This is the point. You see, in Africa, I've said, I'm insisting, talking is not enough. Just take Ambazona as a case and follow me attentively. In the 1990s, what they come, what SCNC, what SCAPO, they were all came 2016.
All talk. All talk.
Talking. SCAPO was talking, SCNC was talking, the consortium was talking. January 2017, talking more for just something else. I think January.
And who are those who pay the price?
Let me finish now, Master. January 11th, the talking took a different step. When Tasang said, come Monday, you will see who owns Amazonia. That was the beginning of the ghost town. On Monday 14th, the ghost town was respected worldwide in Amazonia. What did Yaoundé do? I said, take it as a case study. Yaoundé realized that this is no longer talking. 14th January, General goes down. 3 days after that, 17th January, Paul Biya banned the consortium. They banned the SCNC because they realized that they were no longer talking like 1993, 1994, and so on and so forth. They are not taking a step that challenged them physically on the ground. Let me learn. And then, what did they do? They realized the Amazonia, let us take it as a case study, was not that way. The thing had taken a different step. That was January. Came October. The ambassador did not just talk again. They created an interim government. That was October 30th. Yeah. They created an interim government to tell them that we're no longer just talking, we're taking physical steps right now. What did Paul Biya do? A month into that, 30th November, Paul Biya declared war because they had ceased to be talking. Talking has been over to become something realistic. Yes. They declared war on us. That did not end. What did Paul Biya do? We realized he was no longer talking. It came now to January 2018. They went to Nigeria and captured Yuktabe with the idea of killing the idea of a government. And then it has transitioned to where we are today. So I'm insisting. Yeah, the record is clear now. I'm insisting that youth in Gabon, youth anywhere in Africa, must do more than just talking. Like just like the Ambazonians, we did more than the SCNC. We did more than SCAPO. When Tasang, I don't know where he consulted with anybody, Tasang declared on on January 14, 13, 11th. That come Monday, you will see who owns Amazonia. And Monday came, Yaoundé realized that they did not own Amazonia. They could not control the crowd. And what did they do? They started throwing bombs, they burned down the villages, they killed everybody. Has the thing ended? We are now, the international community now intervening, talking at least. That's what I mean. That Africans,
Can we now?
if they want rate change,
we're not undermining
we're not undermining their.
Can we now conclude? Can we now say that Africa? Look, can we now say that Africa is going nowhere because the youth are only talking? I would argue that the youth are talking and doing.
I remember my point. I didn't say that.
Nobody has said that Africa is going nowhere. We are saying.
Oh, but Sambesa said it. But no. Let's be honest. He said it. He said. As long as they are talking, they are going nowhere. Africa will go nowhere. What is that supposed to mean?
This is the implication. This is the implication of this conversation. The point is, African youths must be ready to start. There's this normal phalanx where you're moving and somebody tells you, no start things, especially guys who are talking to women, most especially. They will tell you, no start with you, no finish up. Look at October 2025 will go down history as the shortest revolution that took place in neighboring French Cameroon after a tremendous opportunity.
You know why?
Even the one of no, just a minute, but let me finish. Even what happened in Kamto had a longer resistance. The Burmese and the what they call the Kamto followers of Kamto resisted for even close to 6 months. They had a television. The Kamto situation, Kamto had to go to the point that Macron had to get him out. They resisted much longer than the Chirumis.
All right. All right. All right. No.
But the fruit the lesson I want to give is that we applaud everybody that takes an initiative, but we think that you should know Africa well to know the initiatives that work in Africa. Don't start what you're not going to finish. Don't sacrifice the of people and they die and you stop. The reason why Ambazonians are still fighting today is because they are aware of those whose blood will go in vain if they stop. That's one of the reasons Ambazonians are fighting.
Yes.
Because so many have already died. So many have died.
Yes. Let me also say this. If anybody thinks that the revolution in La République du Cameroon is over, it means he is not following the events in Cameroon. Look at what is happening in the north, all the 3 northern regions. Look at what happened on 11th of February in the north. Look at what is happening in the north. Can you tell me, sitting here in the west, tell me that the revolution that took place in Cameroon on the 12th of October or when after the 12th of October is finished? Have you been to the north? Can this government, the La Republic government, successfully govern the north, the northern, the extreme north, and Adamawa? If you think that it's only Kamto that did it, and the west was quiet, look at what is happening in the north, and tell me whether this whole thing between Chiruma and Biya is over. If you can tell me that it's over, I will agree with you. But it's not over, my dear man. It is not over because La République du Cameroon is unable to govern the northern regions right now as we speak.
Okay, point taken. We hope that they make progress.
And it's the youth. Let me finish. It's the youth that are leading the way.
We hope that
they are the young people, and they are the ones who paid the price by dying. More than 70 of them died during this October revolution.
We have agreed
My
with you,
my
Pastor
focus
Paul,
is on the
and we
youth.
are hoping
My
that the
focus is on
strategy
the youth. My focus is on the youth of the African continent. Let's give them the chance to play the role that they are playing, to push the imperialists out of our continent, so that our continent can be liberated. The old people will not do it because they are eating fat from the imperialists.
with you, Barrister. But please coordinate the program, please. I'm trying to say that I agree with you, and we hope that the strategy they are employing is going to succeed. Nobody's taking from the youth. The youth should not wait for people to give them the opportunity. A sound youth, because like on social media every day, the youths are the ones that are sabotaging the effort of those who were fighting for change in Yaoundé right now. A cross section of them because of Biya and Mimbo. So it is sad that the North is even doing what they are doing. Yaoundé and Douala and the other
Hmm.
because if you're fighting in La République Cameroon and you're fighting in the North, it was better that it's Ambazonia that was fighting and they were ignoring. If there's something in La République du Cameroon and they were unable to do 3 ghost towns, then there's a problem. I hope that they use that strategy, they really succeed. Because even Vassero in France, that was an activist talking. A few days later, he forgot he's supposed to be talking and he started talking about Eto. I just saw him as a very confused activist. After election, they distracted you with Nations Cup, and everybody started talking about Nations Cup. Cameroon is so good in that.